What's up, my beautiful black people? Welcome to the Blackwell Project. Happy Sunday. Every Sunday, we are here, the Blackwell Project team, to talk about all the black financial issues. So, welcome to the Blackwell Project. Say hello to the Blackwell team. How is everybody today?
Chilling.
Good.
Great.
All right. Y'all don't seem like y'all got no energy now. Yeah, everybody good?
Oh yeah, everything's good, man. I'm just
All right.
Yeah,
What day
All
of
right.
Corona is this? I feel like this is like day 1000 of Corona. So, like, how enthused do you expect us to be? Like,
yeah. Rona is in the way. I'm trying to get outside.
Listen, I feel you, but what a year I've had, I'm grateful. So I got to bring the energy every day, or at least try to, right? At
That's
least
true.
try.
mm-hmm.
But all right, let's get into it. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. The main topic tonight will be why are black businesses failing at such a high rate, and what can we do to stop that failure? So before we jump in everything, let's do our health check-in. How's everybody doing? Let's go with Malik first. He looking like he got that work in this week.
No, not really. The only thing is I got my bike tuned up, but so physically I kind of been doing okay, but mentally I haven't really been doing that great this week. So that's it.
You all right? Do we need to get you on the couch?
yeah. You need
We,
an intervention,
we
dog.
might need to all get on the couch. I'm just watching all these little kids getting killed this week, man. It's been taking a toll on me, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, man, absolutely. I mean, I forget how old the last one was. I saw somebody that passed. It was 7.
Yeah, I think little boy was 7, and the next day little girl got shot. Then the next day, I think last night, like 4 people, and then like one of them was pregnant, and little kid. Like it's been a 17-year-old, an 18-year-old. It's been a lot this past few days, man.
Because I think Philly had 18 over the weekend, right?
I mean,
So
that's
far.
what the thing is. I stopped watching the news for that reason, but now that news is now entering my my timeline. So I
Right.
was trying to protect my mental health by not watching the news, but now, like I said, all over my timeline, death, murder, kill, and so I might have to take a little social media hiatus to get my mind right.
Hey, I'm not mad at that.
Nothing wrong
That's
with
actually a
that.
good thing. That's actually a good thing because, I was talking to Courtney about this. I really feel, and I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I really feel like people don't read, y'all, nor understand context or content. So, and if the people aren't doing those things, then I can only imagine what everybody's timeline looks like on social.
Hold on, what do you mean by that though? I'm just trying to understand what you were saying. People don't read in terms of what's going on.
So I'm trying not to go into it. So I just see certain posts online, and I just be like, "Where did you get that from?" Like it's not factual.
Okay.
It's totally bombastic, and you're posting it. And listen, we all get caught up every now and again, and we share something that we may have not done the best job of fact checking on, but I see it all the time from like the same folks. So
Listen, man, we live. I get what you're saying now. Now I understand more what you're saying, but we live in a
Yeah.
world now where some people don't even think facts matter anymore, man. Like, including 45. Everything is about how you feel. If I feel a certain way, it don't matter what the facts are. I mean, that's just the world
Right.
we're in right now.
You're right. I mean,
It's sad, but
I can admit to sharing stuff that I haven't fact checked. I mean, because I 8 hours in a day. Oh, look, that look interesting. Share. I'm saying
Right.
like, oh, Elon Musk goes to the moon 2 years. Share. That's interesting, but I'm not going to do a whole bunch of research beyond that. But my thing is social media. In my eyes, is I think it's more of entertainment. And so personally, I don't take everything serious, but there are people that do take it serious. And so what I have done though is I stopped posting my stock picks because before I post it, I clearly state I don't know what I'm doing. And then people would inbox me like, yeah, I bought that because you picked it. I'm like, yo, what the? And then you know what?
yeah, man.
So
I don't-
Malik, I think you might appreciate my conservativeness now over the years because of that. And it's like, it's crazy. I'll put something out there and people will just buy it and they will say just what you said. I brought
Right.
it because you talked about it.
Shout out to us.
I explicitly say I do not know what I'm doing, but I did this thing.
Listen, man, you a leader, man. You got all of us in this forward call right now, man. You gotta get that's what comes with the territory, man. You cover call Carter.
I'm like, as a leader and someone who's a professional, people look to you whether you want to be looked to or not. So when you post something or you endorse something, people assume it's because you have a relationship or an understanding of it as to why you're even involved enough to post it in the first place.
Right, and I appreciate that, and I thank you. But and that's why I lead with I don't know what I'm doing. Right, I lead with right. I lead with I say I don't know what I'm doing, so don't follow my picks. And the people send me an inbox. I bought that because I'm like, oh Lord. So
they did the share.
Hold on, y'all.
Like you did the share.
Hold on, y'all. Let's not get to and
I'm
this is
about
my
to do a
fault.
stew.
But hold on, y'all, and this is my fault. Let's not get too far in the weeds.
Shot the
We'll be
Ford
all
stock.
over.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Right. All right, but let's finish our wealth check-in. Malik got his bike tuned up. So you about to hit them streets, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right, Corey, what you got jumping? Did you recover yet from your injury?
How's your shoulder?
My shoulder is still jacked up, but I got up about 150 this week. I got back out there, but it's still jacked up. After about 25 a day, I'm no good. I was getting up 125 a day. Now I'm only getting up 25 a day. So
recovery.
Yeah, road recovery. But I started doing some laps. So I did some laps on got this little track out here on the ranch. So we out here, me and young Charlie doing laps. I've been chasing Charlie around the track. So I don't know how many steps that is, but we out here running on the track. He's running and I'm chasing until I get tired and go in the crib.
Did y'all pick up the subtle stunt? He's out there on the ranch.
On the ranch. On the ranch, yeah.
I've been out here for 2 months.
I ain't never heard you call it a ranch
Ooh,
before.
all right, so yeah, he's stunting.
I've been out. Where do y'all think I've been for the last 2 months? I told y'all this in private and publicly. Where's the stunning?
But listen.
I want to rant for 2 months.
Me too.
Listen, you said in Texas. You didn't say it in Texas on a private ranch with a track.
You didn't say that. That details matter.
Okay, well,
stunt 101.
So listen, everybody in the comments.
I got my parachute on, and I was being a stunt man. I didn't know I was being a stunt man.
So listen, everybody in the comments just say Corey's a stunt man. Tracy, how you doing? How you doing, Tracy?
I'm good. I'm just trying to stay above water, but I'm working and moving, and I got a million pieces going on right now. So I'm just trying to keep sane, but it'll all work out for the best. So I'm excited what's to come. So we'll be sharing some more news as the weeks roll in.
Well, I know you under NDA and all that old fancy stuff for the rich people, but what's up with your health check-in? You drink water this week? Did you walk up and down the steps?
Yes. Lots of water. Always drinking water. Up and down steps all the time because I'm in and out of houses all the time. So yes, several steps.
All right. Well, I kind of want to do Courtney and Jimmy at the same time because I know what they want to say.
That's kind of petty. You two don't get your own space. Oh, right, okay.
All right, Courtney, tell us about your health check-in this week.
I mean, it's been a little shaky. I was on the Peloton. I finished the Peloton, which was so it's the Peloton bike, but it was the Peloton. So Peloton was a 4-week program where we had to complete different things to get the Peloton badge of the week. So we're done with week 4. So I'm super excited about that. I don't know what I'm doing next. I've been a little lethargic. I kind of feel like what Malik's been feeling. It's just a little bit overwhelming this week. Work's been super busy. I have other projects going on. So I think, again, I have to kind of recenter and kind of say, okay, well, what are we doing this week to get it back together? Because one of the things is that I feel better when I work out, but sometimes I'm like, oh, it just takes so much for me to actually do it. So I was like, all right, let's get back on the boat. So
okay. All right, Jimmy, what you got for us?
Listen, man. The Peloton is probably at this point one of my top 3 purchases of all time, man. because, like, you know, and I told y'all last time about the pandemic and how it's given me an opportunity to get myself right. So I'm doing amazing, man. I lost another 3 pounds this week, so I'm down about a total of 38 pounds since June. You know what I mean? And just keep it going on the Peloton, man. I'm on there every day, at least once or twice a day. You know, because I can, you know, work while walking and all kinds of stuff like that, man. So it's pretty dope. And the stock is fire too.
I knew y'all was gonna get that in. So listen, y'all. Last week I had a beef. This week I got another beef. This week my beef is with Jimmy, Corey, and Malik. But I just gotta announce this. I am the meme king this week. Just wanted to let y'all know that. I am the meme king this week. My Drake meme killed all y'all.
Hey,
nah.
No.
First off, I don't even think that was your best one. That wasn't your best one.
Wallow meme was crazy. We cut it out, man.
What you got? What you got, Malik?
The wallow meme I did. Cut it out.
Oh, I ain't seen you did a wallow meme.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Here's what's crazy about that, man. I got a wallow meme in the tuck. It's a different one, but like at this point now, since we all in the game, I gotta watch, man, because you know.
I didn't even know we were playing. Why don't you put them side by side? Because I'm like kind of, I don't know.
Put mine up in yours, Cora.
So yeah, you said
hold up, my Adrian Broner meme though. Come on, man.
No.
You know what? I'll be honest. I'm biased.
Jimmy got it.
I'm biased against Adrian Broner, so
no,
I can't put them up side by side though. We
got.
How
about my Umar? I got 2 Umar memes this week, and I got the Adrian Broner meme. Come on, man, you ain't take the crown yet.
Umar is a cheat code though. You can't really use Umar.
Exactly.
Everything he says will be crazy.
See, look at the comments. Look at the comments though.
All right, where's yours at, Malik?
It's on my page.
It's on your page.
Yeah,
Coach Carter or
Coach Carter. Oh, Coach Carter. We couldn't even hear them Jones though, Mark.
Yeah, you probably turn it up a little bit. Can you?
Yeah,
where's the wallow meme? Oh, you got a future meme.
Just scroll down a little bit. Right there, wallow, right there. Right there.
Yo, this actually was good.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, if you understand what that means, then it is good. Like,
no, you can't hear him. So yeah,
you can't hear it, but no, that actually was good. I was laughing.
I don't care what you got. You cannot buy.
Nah, that's good. That's good money right there.
That was good. That was actually really good.
Hold on though. My Umar and Adrian Broner meme though, man. You gotta understand, man. I see y'all coming for the throne though.
No, listen, you like Umar don't count though, like I said, because he's just
he a maniac, dog.
I dropped 2 Umar memes though, but
my cousin said he just watched a YouTube video and he didn't need any course to learn how to trade options.
Yeah.
Y'all are crazy.
He got his ass cooked.
Oh man, that's hilarious. I don't know, y'all. I'm still gonna give it to me though. I think Drake pulled it on for me.
Of course you are.
Wait, no, I think we should vote. I think this is democracy.
No, that's what I'm gonna tell the audience. Everybody in the audience vote. Tell us what you think
the best. The audience should vote because I don't know
who had the best financial meme this week.
But hold up though. So my Umar meme don't count. My first Umar meme don't count.
You can't. Umar,
you cannot. Yeah, Umar the cheat code. We cannot. We can't include
come
Umar.
On, man. Bro, come on. Show the first Umar meme. That was so far. Come on, man. That was hilarious, man. I should get it just because of the first, not the second one. The first Umar meme, man.
All right, hold on. We gotta show it. Listen, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Like Umar has got the meme creation game down pat.
Oh,
I gotta give him that, right?
Not that one, the other one. The other one is the one that came before that one. Because that one's funny too, but the other one's even better.
Oh man, how many you got?
Go down. I drop memes every day, man. I'm the king out here, man. Go down. There you go with the Phillies hat.
I'm broke as shit, man.
Oh man, make it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop. All right, y'all. Listen, audience, tell us what y'all think the best meme of the week was.
No, anything Umar is excluded. You can't use Umar. He's just,
I think the outlier. I think it just throws off the game. I agree. You have to throw that one out. I think you have to throw that one out. But it still gets an honorable mention because it's still good. But I feel like it's just so easy. Like you can't no. But I'm gonna reserve my comment on who I think won this round until the audience weighs in. Because I have my thoughts.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Y'all know I got it. Just
no, you definitely don't got it, man.
No,
I got at least. First of all, I got at least 7 that dropped. Malik Malik go like crazy though. Malik dropped like 3 a day.
Yeah, y'all been stepping y'all game up. Y'all definitely been stepping y'all game up.
No, listen, but listen, I think the one with the deer is better than yours, Kamari. The one I did with the deer better than yours.
Ooh.
When the deer jumped off the highway, that joke crazy.
Hold on. I'm looking at the comments. I got 2 votes already. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Broner, man.
Oh wait, okay. Jay and Don have voted for Jimmy.
Got his ass cooked.
2 check marks for Jimmy.
Nah, listen, I can't front. That was crazy. That was a great one.
All right, hold on. We got to pull it up. Malik brought it up, so we got to pull it up. Give us 1 second, y'all, and we're going to get into this topic. We're going to jump right into it. Listen, while we are waiting.
You get to show more of his work? Come on, man.
You posted 2. Talking about you did. You got 2.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Listen, man. I got.
Well, hold on.
But hold up, though. Here's the funny thing, though.
Hold on, Jimmy.
I'll be honest with you. Go ahead.
Jimmy, hold on. So listen, everybody, while y'all waiting for me to put up Malik's post, tell us, what do y'all think is the problem with Black-owned businesses? Why is over 40% of Black-owned businesses going out of business? Put your comment in the chat. And that 41% is since Corona has started. Why is 41% of Black-owned businesses going out of business since Corona started? Tell us what you think. All right, Jimmy, what were you saying?
And I was giving you your props, Kamar. All I was saying is that, I like both of you guys' stuff. Like, I like the fact that y'all are, getting in the game, coming for the throne. But I think that wasn't even your best one. The Drake one wasn't your best one. I like your self-destruction one better than the Drake one.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was way better.
But see, that was personal. That was a throwback, right? So I didn't think, especially some of the young folks, I didn't think they was going to get that.
But I was outside, so I get it.
It's okay. It's okay, baby.
It's me.
Don't jump now.
That's a good one, Malik. That's a good one.
Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Yo, I give you credit for posting that, yo, because I cooked one up of a deer jumping out of a parking lot, the top of a parking lot, and I didn't have the balls to post it because I was like, yo, they're gonna come after me because I know that this didn't end well for the deer. Because you can literally hear it in the video go. You hear it go pop. I was like, I can't post this. And I saw you post it. I was like, oh, he went there.
Hey, but I'm gonna say this. We're talking about all time. Hey, there's nothing beating. Look at your walls. Ain't nothing beating that one.
Oh, the Tony the Closer.
Yeah, look at your walls. Ain't nothing beating that one.
That was funny.
Yeah,
that was funny.
He flamed Young Boy for no reason. He murdered the Young Boy for no reason.
Mine got banned. You know, so no, that had to be the best one.
Nah, I got it. But I do want to acknowledge this though, right? Because we are at war. We are at war. In my sister soldier voice, we got cats out here stealing the memes too. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So the whole training day meme was mine first.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I didn't even know you posted it though. I told you that. when I posted, he came right in my neck. He said, "Yo, you stole my." I said, "I didn't even know you posted that." Well, ours, it said different stuff though.
Listen, it's all in fun and games, y'all. This is all fun.
But guess what though?
At the end of the day, though, right? This is all education, and we're making it fun. So that's what I'm really happy about.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yep. All right, folks. So tell us, why do y'all think Black-owned businesses have such a rough time in Corona? But why has Black-owned business had such a rough time in general? So to start this off, I'm gonna start off with you, Corey. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it has to do a lot with the systemic things that we've had problems with in the past, and now they're during the Rona, it showed up extra heavy because they put the money through the banks, and a lot of us are unbanked, and so the banks had it's government money that was passed through the banks. But if you were unbanked or underbanked and you weren't properly, put together to get the money, now you was just asked out. And so, for those people, who weren't banked properly, which is a lot of the Black community, they were excluded from that money, or they had to do some flim-flam to get the money, which put them in jeopardy of getting their time stolen by getting put in jail. So, just be real careful, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's one of the reasons why we suffering a lot, because, we weren't allowed. And then when we were allowed, a lot of people don't have the acuity and knowledge to be able to get in the game the proper way. And so they need guidance to get in the game the proper way so that they can take advantage of all of the things that are happening in the system if they want to partake in the system. I know a lot of people that don't even want to partake in the system. But their businesses are suffering. I know some people who are making, a ton of money. Oh, and the other reason is because we are a lot of Black businesses are service businesses, and Rona kills service businesses. If you got like a barbershop or you cook food, a lot of those businesses, in our hood that are owned by Black people are either barbershops or they soul food spots.
Right.
So when you got a barbershop or a soul food spot, a service business, and you can't serve nobody, your business is going under. You know what I mean? So that's the other part of it. So being not properly banked, if you have a different kind of business, and then also having so many service-based businesses with Rona and not being able to serve people, that's the 1-2 punch for knocking out a lot of businesses.
Gotcha. All right, Courtney, coming to you next.
Yeah, Corey hit the nail on the head on a lot of it. It's a type of business. It's the fact that we have not had the long-standing banking relationships. And Corey said, like, the funds were run through banks, and banks already discriminate against Black businesses. So how do you think that was going to happen? How do you think that was going to work out? And I feel like, and we all read an article just kind of talking about how there was a misnomer that African-American business or Black business don't apply for funding at the same rate that whites do. But that's not true. We apply at about the same rate, but we get denied at a much higher rate. So again, we still have the systemic racism kind of flowing through the banking system. So when you kind of added the banks as the gatekeeper for necessary funds for Corona aid, what do you think is going to happen? And then also in terms of some Black businesses decide to opt out of the system. But if you opt out of the system, like in terms of accounting practices, tax filings, all of the other stuff, but you needed that to actually get the necessary funding for the Small Business Association. So you had a lot of different things going on. But I also feel that we consistently come to the marketplace and we always get, if a white man is getting $1, we're getting something less than $1 for the same amount of service. So again, some people try to kind of even the playing fields, like, okay, I'm going to go off the grid, but kind of in doing that, you create this other set of problems that nobody really knew was coming. It's just really unfortunate. And we've consistently had these types of problems. I mean, we've always been treated poorly by the banking system overall. We've had consumer issues in terms of overdraft fees, in terms of redlining. I mean, I just don't know how we expected to get a good outcome here.
Gotcha. What you got, Tracy? What do you think?
I echo pretty much the same thing that everybody's already said, those entire points. The gatekeepers were the banks. The banks most of the time and 90% of the time are not backing Black businesses. We don't have accountants and other financial gatekeepers who are helping to run or give good tax planning to our businesses. And
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We don't have a lot of businesses who utilize those services.
Okay, I'll go with that.
They should, but they don't.
Did you take that personally, Kamari? Are you hurt? Are you sad?
I'm not hurt, but I do preach tax planning all the time.
Nobody listens to you though.
Clearly not you, because you never listen to me.
Yeah,
and Malik never.
You got real. You got real transparent when she said that though.
Right, I'm like Rodney Dangerfield. I don't get no respect. I get it.
We do, but I mean, Kamari, like, come on, Kamari. We consistently we've always said, you know, be careful about who you're taking your financial advice from. Do these things, do that. We're like screaming from the rooftops, and nobody wants to listen to us. And then when stuff goes left, they're looking at us like, fix it. And I'm like, oh, that's a big mess. I don't know. Sounds like you need professional.
And now it's really, really completely knocking them out of the box for being able to access some of this money because they never played by the rules that all these other businesses were taught to orchestrate themselves with.
Right. What do you think, Jimmy? What you got on this?
We're playing catch up. So everything that everyone said is absolutely true. But we're playing catch up. We're not in a position that we should be. Historically speaking, we just haven't had the opportunities. What I found interesting, though, reading the article you sent, it said that 40% of receipts from Black-owned businesses are concentrated in just 30 counties. Mm-hmm. Just 30 counties, which is crazy. Yeah, which is crazy, right? So that's 1% of all counties in the country. And out of those counties, 19 out of 30 are areas with the highest number of COVID-19 cases. So in looking at that and how it relates to COVID, I mean, that right there would tell you why. It's also what Corey said. We're not really in consumer defensive businesses. We're in a lot of service businesses, but nothing that's really consumer defensive. So we will struggle in a situation like this. And a lot of people have opted to, work outside of the system because they weren't getting what they needed out of the system. But then when something like this happens and you don't have your paperwork straight, you SOL. But overall, it's just that, we're playing catch up. There's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of education that needs to happen. So first of all, just in having your paperwork straight, right? Just in having your paperwork straight, we need to be educated on what that actually means. Because there's people that actually do business on a daily basis, but don't have any sort of structure set up, don't do their accounting the proper way. So we need a lot of education, but we are playing catch up in the grand scheme of things.
Absolutely. And so, Jimmy, you kind of picked up on the same factoid that I picked up on about the close concentration and proximity.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that. I didn't know it was that concentrated though. That shocked me a little bit.
Right, but the thing that kind of triggered my mind, right, is you see a lot of people talk about separate. All our nationalists. Many of us want to take a state from Georgia or some space from Georgia or Alabama, and so I was thinking, like, well, what would happen if we were all in a quote unquote state, right? But we still kind of intermingled with the U.S. economy, and something major happened, whether it be a military outbreak, a health outbreak or disparity or something like that. Where would it leave us at? And so to me, this shows that, and people might get mad at me, but it shows that separation may not necessarily be the key in terms of geographic location. What do y'all think about that?
I don't know that it's not the key. I just think that what I do take from what you said is we're not prepared for it, right? Mm-hmm. So it not being the key and us being prepared for it are two different things, in my opinion, right? I'm not saying that it's not the key, but we just are not prepared for it because, I mean, just psychologically, a lot of us aren't prepared to do anything like that. We love our pressure. Let's just keep it a big.
We should leave right now, right? And so, if we're not prepared for it right now, then what are we doing to get prepared?
We're not.
That's
we're
a better
stuck.
question.
We're inside. We're stuck inside, Kamari. We're stuck. I mean, but I think to your point about the health, we have a health issue. We have a health crisis that has economic impact. So I think the problem is that we have in the Black community, we have a greater instance of comorbidities. So on top of that and then one of the things that we know about COVID is that it spreads quickly and it spreads in areas that are concentrated with people. So, African Americans tend to live, or Black people tend to live in Black areas, and they tend to be in Black areas in certain parts of the country. So when we're looking at the report, we saw Georgia, we saw California, we saw Texas. These are not surprising places for them to be adversely affected by COVID. And so, I mean, when white America gets a cold, we get the flu. I mean, I don't know what else to say, and it's frustrating because again, we have so much talent in our community, but it keeps getting facts. I mean, it just keeps getting pressed down by something, and it's not always a health crisis, but it's we're always getting the short end of the stick of with the economic crisis. I mean, we're talking about how the job report is a little bit better this week, but how are Black people faring? How are they faring? And they probably aren't faring as well as everybody else. So it's just, I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do to fix it. I mean, we kind of talked about it a couple of different times in a couple of different ways, but I don't have like a real live magic or silver bullet.
That's not gonna work.
That joint fuzzy.
I'm about to say. No, I was about to say, is that my eyes? I was about to say, I think I need that.
That joint like Oscar the Grouch. It was fuzzy.
Oscar the Grouch? What?
No, it was fuzzy as hell.
But
I was going to say something, I was going to say something more derogatory, but Oscar the Grouch was way better than the other dude.
Thanks, Corey.
What are you going to say, Corey?
But
hey, listen.
I will say this, all right. I do think now is the time more than ever that Black folks need to really double their efforts in terms of supporting Black-owned businesses. Mm-hmm. I don't feel that is stated enough. We're not. And listen, I know we have a lot of social media support for Black-owned businesses. I see a lot of younger folks starting to get it, but I'm not sure how all that is translating offline. And I'm not talking about the e-commerce versus retail conversation. Just overall, how many businesses are Black people patronizing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? And I think that's important.
I don't think most people understand the importance of supporting a Black-owned business, honestly. Like, when you read the data and when you read like certain books, what was the books, Maggie's book, she tried to support a Black-owned business for 1 year. When you read that book or when you read Powernomics or any book that mentions, that's it, My Black Year, that's it. You got it right there. When you read that book, I'll probably go back and reread it again because I read it a little while ago. But when you read that book and you get an understanding of the power of supporting a Black-owned business and what it does for our community and our people overall, you have a different perspective. Like you said, Kamari, all of us on here, it's already ingrained in us and it's part of what we do. But for most people, it's not what they do because I don't think they even understand the importance of it. Sometimes they want to do it because it's cliche and it sounds good to do, but I don't think most people understand why.
Yeah, I guess we need to figure out a sexier way because all the fraudsters are getting all the attention. So, like, do we need to come up with a real sexy?
Yeah, but marketing and propaganda is what sells, man. Like, me and Jimmy have a book list, and one of the books on there is Brand Washed. And so if you read that book, it tells you, the limits and the amount of money and the amount of time these companies spend on branding. And so if you look at the amount of time and the amount of money that's spent on branding, and then the amount of time and the amount of money we spend on branding, is not even comparable. And so if we want those outcomes, we have to, put our resources where we want the outcomes to go. Because if that's what we're fighting, you know what I mean? Like we're fighting with one, we don't even got no arms. Like we fighting a boxer with no arms. We out here, we kicking and they fighting and we getting beat up. We defenseless out here.
Your arms too short to box with God, as but listen though, part of it with COVID, like the majority of people affected make $40,000 or less. I mean, that's the people that would support a black business. You know, also, how many platters can I buy? Right? How many
Yeah.
haircuts can I get? Like, I'm not like, what is the business, right? Diversity. But I didn't know. I'm a West Philly guy. And I didn't even know until last week that it's a black-owned butcher out here on Hilltop. I think like 60th and Lansdowne, I think it is. You know,
Really?
like
I didn't
posted.
know that.
Nobody. I'm from West Philly. I live right there, and I had no idea it was a black butcher. I'm saying it, and I just ride by it. Like only butchers I ever see in my neighborhood, like you'll see like the Arabs and the Pakistani, the halal meat stores, but I didn't know that it was just this black boy butcher right up there. And even though I'm trying to fall back from meats, you know, I'm gonna have to call them, see what they got, and get a delivery. You know, another reason my businesses failed, like if I wasn't prepared financially, if I didn't have passive income, if I didn't have savings, my business would be destroyed, right? Because I have only worked maybe 100 hours this March, maybe 100 hours. I'm saying I did because I'm not out here doing the same activities that I used to. You know, I have a autoimmune disease. I am not putting myself at risk of getting something that might kill me. I'm saying like and a lot of other people like in a similar situation, they may have a pre-existing condition or they don't even know about it. But like I said, me, I know about mine, right? I know about what I have. I found out about it like 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm not putting myself at risk. And so, like I said, if I wasn't prepared financially, I would be in financial ruin. If I went and had the big house and big cars and everything else, you know, and so a part of that is a lot of these black businesses are barely even holding on anyway. You know, they're making just enough money to survive. They still live in check to, you know, they can sell a bunch of hoagies or whatever else, but they're still living check to check. You know, they weren't, it's not like they're thriving in the first place, out of the smaller ones. You know, and what's my man downtown, the sneaker store called?
There's a sneaker store, there's a black owned sneaker store.
Yes, black owned sneaker store. Yes, it's a sneaker store and a fitness trainer. The guy, I forget his name, but he's an Olympian. And he was a second in Gerard, and he moved the store. But yeah, he's an Olympian, and he sells sneakers, and they also do personal training in there.
Did he have one on Spring Garden before?
I don't know about Spring Garden, but I do know. Like I said, when I put the at the Piazza. I don't know where it is now.
Six and Spring. He had one at 6 and Spring Garden. I mean, I don't know how many people with that business plan, so it got to be the same guy. Where they sold sneakers, it was personal training, and because I was looked at that like that's a whole lot going on. But yeah, it was one at 6 and Spring Garden. But what do you say about
it? It made sense for his business as he was a distance runner, and they trained people for. So he sold running sneakers. It's not like he sold J's. He just sold all different running sneakers. So it made sense for his business. Mm-hmm. You know, he didn't have froyo in the front. I'm saying it was
and pages in the back.
Yeah,
it was.
With a nail salon.
It wasn't Renum spoon. No Renum spoons. What were you getting ready to say? What were you getting ready to say about his business overall? You getting ready to say something about his business?
No, so what I was saying is a business like that is a strong business, but you know, if you can't have the customers, nobody's doing personal training. Bible business, but for a long time there wasn't personal training, and he's in an area with high rent. You know, and I know like me, my lenders didn't give me no respite. You know, when they came to these loans because of COVID, like, nah, bro, I need that.
Man, you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied.
But I'm going to say this real quick, right? Malik just said something that the guys are training, nobody's coming in. But I know David Miller, who's a very popular trainer here in Philadelphia, is doing online stuff. A lot of our businesses have not made the pivot to do more business online. And I think that's crucial because that is the wave of the future. That's the wave of the future.
Right, but you can't. What I'm saying is, when you look at the businesses here, right, they're very small. And like I said, how many dinners can I buy? There are a lot of restaurants. There's a lot of hair salons. Black women hardly even own a nail salon, right? Like, I don't know why a black nail salon can't survive here, at least at a high level. I would understand it. But like these businesses are service oriented, and they're like $10, $20 businesses. They really aren't these huge black enterprises. I'm saying like there's like Rap Snacks used to be here, Look, what I'm saying, but I don't even know if that's even here anymore. Distribution center, you know. So,
right?
Was that
Master P has that now, right?
Yeah, but it was always his. It was always his, but it was started here in Philly.
Interesting enough, Rap Snacks is actually starting a whole stock app. It's called Stock Boss Up.
I saw it.
Yes. So I've actually been working. I've been talking with them and working with them over the last month and a half, almost. So
Courtney, what's it called?
Stock Boss Up.
That woman.
Huh?
Where's the parachute?
I'll teach you how to stunt.
He called me the other day. He talking about the ass.
Did he call me the other day? Did he call me the other day? You know, Master P was on my line the other day.
Yeah.
You know, the president of Peloton was on my phone the other day. Like, she high class stuff.
I want to ask the audience this. So again, what do y'all think we can do to help strengthen Black-owned businesses for everyday living and for when we are in a pandemic, epidemic type situation? Let's check in with the comments real quick. So Wayne Terry says, I believe some Black-owned businesses struggle because they don't actually know what a business is. Ooh. When you have a business, you don't spend your operating capital like it's your own personal funds.
Correct. Oh, that's a really good one. You can't commingle. You cannot commingle at all. And a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people don't even know what commingling is. Right. So I'm telling you, don't commingle. And they're like, oh, okay. But they don't know what commingling is. So you keep your personal funds over here, you keep your business funds over there, and the two shall never meet. Now, when I make a distribution from my business to myself, I either write myself a check. Yeah, I still got checks. Or I send myself a PayPal with something in the memo. So I have to do something that provides a paper trail of where this money is going.
That's right.
And a lot of people don't understand that. But the thing is that one, I mean, I think I'm biased because I grew up in an entrepreneurial household. So I grew up with somebody who was math inclined. So he's like, we don't mix the money. And I was like, oh, what does that mean? He said, that money over there, that money over there. You see those things? They don't go. I'm like, all right, fine. But we don't even have that basic conversation in the household. Like Tracy shared a couple of weeks ago. She said for her family used to do Monopoly. And that's how she learned about real estate. So I think if we start having these conversations in the home with kids, and not necessarily on the level of business, but just understanding the concepts, they'll get it. But we're not having enough conversations in the household when it comes to history, when it comes to money, when it comes to estate planning and wealth planning. We're just not having them. And I know that as a culture, we have a history of being secretive. So I get that. But I think that on top of the ignorance is really hurting us as a community.
All right, so let's get to Wayne's other comment, right? Mm-hmm. So he says, I believe some Black-owned businesses don't know what a business is, right? Mm-hmm. Reiterating that point. Mm-hmm. Your business account is not your personal account. Right. 2, underfunded. 3, don't research and know their business field enough.
I would like to talk about number 2. Underfunded is a huge disparity in Black business. A lot of us literally are jumping out there on a wing and a prayer with an idea that we had in our head, starting a business with no business plan, no savings, no cushion. And then when we do well and we start steamrolling, when we get into trouble, tank.
I mean, but some people got to get it out the mud, right? So what do you say to them?
You said some people got to get a what?
Get it out the mud.
Get it out the
mud.
Gotta
go from the bottom. Like, they got to come out the mud.
I'm not mad about getting it out the mud. The moment that you see your business starting to pick steam up, you need to be consulting these financial professionals who can help plant seeds. So when the harvest starts to get a little dry, you can still eat.
Yeah, man.
Gotcha.
I think there's an issue that comes before all of this. I don't think we love each other enough because the fact is, like I said before, most of us don't understand the importance of it. And something that really bothers me is we're represented well in certain fields, like, you know, whether it's a real estate agent or attorneys, and some of us won't even use each other for. When I see someone who's Black that doesn't have a Black real estate agent, that bothers me to no end. It's a funny thing. It's not that I'm trying to represent them. It's just the fact that we're well represented in that field. When I see someone without a black attorney, like, and we're well represented in that field, there's certain fields that we're well represented in, and our people still won't even support that. So I think it's a psychological thing. We don't love each other enough or understand the importance of supporting each other when we're the only ones playing that game. Everybody else is playing a different game. So therefore, they get the income from our community as well as their own community. So this is why we're always playing from behind. We're in a game where we're constantly playing from behind.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Man, y'all dropping bombs tonight. All of y'all. All y'all dropping.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
No, that was a bomb.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, I agree. I think the biggest one is the lack of love for self. You know, it's hard to do for self when you don't love self.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the generations before us didn't really trust each other either. So they don't trust the customer service. They don't trust that they're going to be able to execute. And we now have this generation now where we have a plethora of people of color who are coming out with doctorates degrees, master's degrees, just in specific areas of business. And we still can't even say, I would rather give my sister with a PhD my business and let her run with it and tell me, you know, and go through the ups and downs than give it to somebody else that is not of my ethnicity, who I believe and was told that they actually can do a good job, instead of the sister who has the actual pedigree.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing. We have the education, but we're not getting the places because we're not utilizing each other. And a lot of other ethnicities don't want to utilize us, so we're not getting the experience that we need. And I think that ends up hurting us on top. So it's not just, oh, you don't patronize me, but one, I'm not improving my skill set because I'm not getting the exposure to the things that I need to actually build my ability to serve.
Right. Now, Jimmy just said something, right? I want to ask y'all a question. I hear a lot of people say that segregation or desegregation killed the black community and killed black business.
I think that was the number one thing that killed black businesses.
I agree.
So going back to Jimmy's comment, if we all had real black love, would it have mattered?
It would, because, but listen to this. And when Tracy was talking, I didn't want to cut her off, but what she was saying and what I agree with is that systemically, the thing about it is it's systemic, right? Because the thing that they do that the government does, and they, you know, is plenty of examples of this, is that they pit black people against black people when they want to tear black people down, right? And so, and this is government funded programming that did this. This is not no, you know, made up conjectures and stories. There is well documented, government funded, black on black, you know, I don't want to call it crime because it's not even a crime. It's worse than a crime. And what happened is, what segregation did, when we didn't have any choice, we didn't have any choice. And so all the money stayed in the community, and they saw our community start to thrive. And so what they did is say, all right, we're going to give you the choice, but we're not going to give you no funding and no nothing to go behind that. All we're going to do is give you the choice to come spend your money with us. We're not going to give you any services. We're going to keep redlining you. We're going to keep doing all of these other things to you, but you have the choice to spend your money with our white businesses. And that's the only thing that happened. They didn't give us any other thing that would help us survive and thrive. All they said was, yes, you have the choice to spend your money with our white business. And so that's not about love. That's just about we were being repressed, and now because we didn't know that we didn't have that full opportunity, right? We thought we were getting a full out, you know, all right, you know, separate but equal thing, and it wasn't separate but equal. It was just separate, and now you can come spend your money with us.
But I think that Kamari's point is, if we had love, that wouldn't even matter, because if we had love for each other, we would understand that we need to support each other. Like, I wouldn't want to go support someone else's business because I understand the importance of doing so because I love my people. I think that it's a valid point.
I think that's education and not love. I think that's education and not love.
I think it's a combination, though.
I think it's education.
I think it's a combination. I think it's a combination because
let me jump in here real quick.
If I get the education but I don't love my people, then I don't care. And a lot of people are like that. They tell you straight up, I don't care. I'm going to whoever got the best price.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Malik, jump in.
So about me right now, just the other day, I had to I ended up hiring a white zoning attorney for a property, but that's because I know that the RCO around there is heavily white, and she has relationship with people on the zoning board, right? Now, could that what all I do know is that her stuff get through. Now, I didn't want to take a chance on this property in particular because of where it is to go with somebody that didn't have the relationship. If she was black and had a relationship, I'd hire her. But the fact of the matter is that black attorneys that I know of don't have as close a relationship that she does. Like I said, anywhere else in the city, it wouldn't matter. But this property in particular, I didn't even want to chance it, right? So I went there, and then a lot of it is that relationships, like what can you get? And I feel like using the white attorney in this case is going to get me further. I still might not get the zoning that I need for the property or get the variance, but I know that this is the best chance for me at the moment at this property.
But see, that goes to my point.
Hold on, Courtney. Malik, real quick, tell everybody what an RCO is.
A registered community organization. And okay. And basically, so there are people in the community that now they actually have a lot of power in the city where a lot of things won't happen, have to get a variance without the RCO support. Sometimes the zoning board will go against them, but most of the time they stick up artists. They have support from RCO.
They stick up artists. What they are, Kamari, they stick up artists.
Well, I wanted the community here to understand what it was. All right, Courtney, I know you guys on this.
But that's my point. But that was back to the point that I brought up earlier, is that a lot of us are not getting, because we're not being used, we're not getting the experience and being able to cultivate the relationships that are actually able to propel our business. So real estate law is a very niche law. So if you, and I thought it was interesting that Jimmy said this, but there's not a lot of Black attorneys. There's just not. Especially in the type of business, a type of niches where business thrives. For example, there's not a lot of Black estate attorneys, partially because there's not a lot of Black estate work. I'm being very honest. There's a lot of state administration work, but not planning. And what I mean by planning happens before someone passes away. That usually happens with somebody who has a significant amount of assets. So that's the first thing. But estate administration is usually cleaning up a mess. I'm being honest. So we usually have a lot of work on the state administration side, but sometimes there's not a lot of assets to actually, an attorney gets a portion of, can take not a commission, but a portion of the fee of the value of the estate. But a lot of times there's not a lot of value in the estate, but you got a lot of work to do. So, there's is a push and pull. But then on the other side, you have real estate. Real estate's everybody on the call can probably say like real estate's super niche. But as you get into real estate, there's more niches and it gets very, very vanilla in some spaces. But if our people aren't using us, we're not going to get used. And then we're not getting the experience.
But I think to Malik's point,
and I understand that
hold on. I think to Malik's point though, right? That's a one-off, right? Because I know Malik uses a lot of Black-owned businesses. And like he just said himself, if he knew a Black attorney that specialized in that, he would use them.
But that's my point. You didn't get some, but I think you're missing the point. We're not getting the experience to have the relationships because we're not being used.
I totally got that. I totally got that. Hold on one second. Courtney, I get that point, right? But when you got money on the line, right, where does the rubber meet the road when you have money on the line? And then you have to take a chance on somebody that may not.
So I'm gonna say this, but also what I said is important is the location of the property and RCO that I'm dealing with. If it's in Cobbs Creek, no doubt I don't have that issue, right? If I'm in Carroll Park, I don't have that issue. But the neighborhood where this property is, no, I gotta go the opposite way.
But I'm not arguing that point. But what I was saying is that's a really good example of the issue that I was talking about. I do zoning law, so let's be very clear. I know exactly what we're talking about. So my point is not necessarily, but again, I don't see people that look like me. That's just
you right there in the building.
So what I would say is like when I talked about Black attorneys, I know that we're underrepresented in specific parts of the law. But there's certain parts of the law that we're not underrepresented and our people still don't use us. And I understand Malik's position as well, because I had to go through the same thing, which is how I know RCOs are stick-up artists. But I had to hire a white attorney to go before the zoning board I mean, and shout out to him. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not giving him a shout out that way, but he did get everything I needed. But the fact of the matter is he got it because he had, the connection. He also had the complexion for the connection. But I also understand Courtney's point that we have to somehow get within those walls, right? And that's why the work has to be done on the outside as well as inside the system. And even conversations like this, where all of us building every Sunday, are important because, like, we share a network as well. Like, I needed some help earlier this year, and hit up Kamari. He put me in touch with someone. That's the kind of stuff that we need to build on. So we need to build with each other. But to me, all of this goes back to love. If you don't love each other and try to work with each other, all the other stuff we're talking about doesn't matter. Because I think that, like, we have to throw a lot of the stuff to the side, right? We have religion and all these different kind of things that separate us. But if we operate race first and then everything else afterwards, then we'll be in a lot better place. But we have to love each other.
Yo, Jimmy on his Malcolm Farrakhan tonight. I like that.
That ain't Malcolm Farrakhan, man. That's just basic common sense, man.
I love it.
That's just basic common sense. Like, people see, and the other thing I wanted to talk about is radical black businesses, right? So businesses that say I only want to serve my own people, they don't get no money, right? You can't say you can't tell people that I only want to serve my people and then expect for the system to pay you any kind of attention and give you any kind of money. Like, if the government wanted to do something, right, they would have said, you know what, Brother Umar, let me give you the money for that school that you've been trying to build for those black boys over there. It's all these millions and billions of dollars being passed around, right? But Umar said, look, I want to build a school specifically for black boys, right? And there's all these billions of dollars passed around. Ain't nobody go to him and say, yo, let me give him some money. Why? Because he said, I want to do this specifically for black people. Now, if he said, I want to do this I'm just saying. I'm using.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Kamari's face, man. I'm looking at Kamari's face.
But you know what I'm talking about, though. And you know damn well what I'm talking about. Like, I'm using him as an example, but
I know exactly what you're talking about. If you put out there, I want to serve my people. First of all, the people that are going to give you the sideways look are your people. That's going to be the first thing.
That's the first people that's going to give you the
that part.
But then, when you go get money for that, the first thing people going to say is who else you're going to serve. They're not even going to allow you to in the meeting, because I worked in nonprofits, and I worked in nonprofits where I said I want to serve black people. I don't want to serve underserved communities. I don't want to serve everybody in this damn community. I want to serve these people right here. And the first thing they told me was, you got to serve them all or you can't get none of this money.
Right, because nonprofits can't discriminate. It's by law.
I understand that, but I know of some nonprofits that turn away people all the damn time.
But they won't state it publicly, though. They might do it. Right.
Right. But the thing is, like, black folk can't say, I want to work with black people, and it's an issue. But when you look at other communities, like a black boy can't even make cheesesteaks in a Korean store no more. A black dude can't even cook breakfast no more in a Korean store. It used to be back in the day, but when you see all the jobs given to families and cousins, you don't say, oh, the Koreans only do business with Koreans. You just say, hey, I'm going to go because they're in a black neighborhood, right?
They
but
stay on code. We don't.
Other people in practice all the time work amongst themselves, and also people will have to be willing to be uncomfortable. Like I was put at odds against my wife one time, where she was going to go buy a car from a particular car dealership, and as I went in the car dealership, I looked at the wall. There's no black salespeople, and so
boycott sales. Boycott Sal.
It was like Sal's Pizza.
Bro, listen, it was not. They don't have. I looked through all the business cards. Of course, the names too, whatever. But all the pictures, and not one black person. I was with my wife. I was like, listen, I know you want to get this car. I need one right now, but we can't buy it from here. And she was really mad at me at that moment because she was there by the time paperwork. I'm like, nah, we can't get this. We can't get this car from right here. We can't get it here today. Like, if they can't even hire a black salesperson, I'm not giving them any of my dollars. And so I had to go at odds with my wife, who was not taught and it'd be that she understands black business and the importance, but she might not feel as strongly about it as I do. And if people aren't willing to have those conversations and especially dealing with your spouse, those uncomfortable moments, then it's hard to even get past to get anything done.
That's a great point, Malik. That's a great point, Malik. Well, let's check in with the comments real quick. Again, I see we have a lot. But matter of fact, before we do that, I messed up earlier. So I want to fix that real quick. We did not do our Bob Spotlight. So this
It's a
week's
perfect
Bob,
time to do it.
exactly. This week's Bob Spotlight is on my man Corey. So Corey has found yet another gem. I think everybody's found great gems, though, honestly, but this one is not your typical Black-owned business. So Corey, tell us all about this business that you're telling us about.
All right, so the Black-owned business that I want to talk about this week is Kiki Mats. It's a young lady who makes doormats and floor rugs with great slogans on them. Black-owned business. Yo, why your joint look fuzzy like that, man? Why you?
Computer. You need a Mac.
Like that. Dang.
So I found out about this. I found out about this Black-owned business. I'm in a bunch of Black-owned business groups, and I came across it, and I was like, dang, I gotta grab some of them. And so I made an order last week for the Beard Gang floor mat.
Oh, you got the Beard Gang?
I made an order. I made an order for that one. I didn't get it yet because I just came across it. And everything take forever to deliver. Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about with the Black-owned businesses. Because of the way, the the U.S. Postal Services is being, underfunded and defunded, a lot of our online Black businesses can't even do business right. Because 90% of them use the U.S. Postal Services instead of the higher services. But anyway,
Black women don't cheat.
yeah. So she got a gang of slogans, and it's a wonderful site. So if you're looking for some some Black power, and you're looking for some everybody uses. I don't know if everybody uses doormat, but I know I use like 3 or 4 of them. I got one right at my front door as soon as you walk in. So wipe your shoes off, and then one to put your shoes on. So don't steal my man. Don't
I like the knock hard. I'm getting the knock hard one. The knock hard is my favorite. That is my favorite.
Not hard, but not like the popo. Yeah, that one. That joint is hot.
My favorite one.
Don't get slick.
My favorite one says, "Did you call first?" That's my favorite one.
That's another one. That's another good one. I have the front and the back door. We can do both.
Yeah. So, definitely, if you're looking for, some niche things to buy, if you're looking for a niche and something to buy that's a little bit outside the realm of, chicken cheese steaks and getting your hair done, Kiki Mats is for you.
All right. My man. KikiMats.com. KikiMats.com.
KICKYMATS. Kiki Mats.
Yeah. You know what? I want to talk about something real quick as it relates to Kinky Mats, right? I watched King Gamble give a speech one time, and he said, every other culture is able to sell their culture, and that's one of the reasons why they're able to become wealthy. Well, this young lady, I believe it's a young lady,
yep,
definitely selling Black culture. Like, this is so Black and beautiful. I got to order a couple of these joints, but I mean, she's selling the culture, and I think it's great. Check your energy before you come in the house.
Yeah,
and that is us.
Don't bother. We're broke.
Yeah,
I love that one.
You like that one?
I like that one. Don't solicit me. Thank you.
I mean, everybody else sells our culture,
right?
Yeah, right.
We got folks buying. We got Asian folks selling dashikis, which is crazy. Yeah,
but what's something that that Malik said is interesting, man. It's just that we support each other when it's convenient, but we don't do it when it's not convenient. And I think that's key, right? Because people love convenience. So it's funny. At one point when I was working as a securities agent, I used to have this Vietnamese guy in my office, and he was actually curious because all of his clients were Vietnamese and they supported him ungodly. And he says, why don't your people support you like that? And that's one of the things he taught me. He says we support each other when it's not even convenient. So we'll pass 5 banks to go to a Vietnamese bank because that's what we're taught. So that goes back to staying on code. They don't have to say, hey, I'm only supporting this or I'm only supporting that. it's ingrained in them from a child, and they do it. It's part of their culture. They just do it.
I mean, I would agree. If you look at there is, and so I know we have people from all over the country here, but there is a Korean supermarket at the border of Cheltenham, and that's a suburban township here in the Philadelphia area. At the border of Cheltenham in Philadelphia, just about everybody that's Korean goes there. And here's the crazy thing, right? There was another Korean supermarket right up the street that was older, that was starting like the late 60s or 70s. Well, that one got a little outdated, and then they created another one down the street. They're the same thing. They're the same thing, and they still supported it. And they're both.
And they only no marketing, no nothing. Their people just show up because that's what they're supposed to do.
Right.
But let me say this real quick about Black businesses, right? And I think a lot of time with Black people, I think the money seems to be too small in a lot of businesses, right? If you look at in our neighborhood, like all the corner stores are owned by Korean, by Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, all in the Black neighborhood. I hope like what they call some Blacks and not something different, right? But when you think about it, and when you think about like Raylicious was able to create a whole brand that only services Dominican, Puerto Rican stores, and Black folk buy it. Raylicious, they have more shelf space than Doritos in most of these corner stores.
Yeah,
and
they
got
do.
all different type of products, and all the puppy stores carry it, and they only sell it in puppy stores. And Black folk are the ones that support their distribution centers. And then they got their product is sold, the sales team is sold, they drivers are Spanish, people working in the store are Spanish, but the customers are Black. And Spanish for state neighborhoods too, they are there. But we don't even have a Black product to put in them stores. And if we had one, could we get it on the shelves in the same way as Raylicious? They got Danishes, they got chips,
So
they got
that's vertical integration. That's vertical integration from a cultural standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, are we conscious consumers though?
No. Kamari said on a previous show that we only spend 1.5% to 2% of our money with Black people. Black people spending money with Black people. That's atrocious. If you want to make a dent in it, you gotta put the money where your mouth is. You gotta put the money where where the game is at. And the first part of that is what Jim said is love, and then the second part is we gotta show people how to get more money. You know what I mean? Like Malik said, after the love, you gotta have the actual money to spend to be able to help these people and help these businesses. Mm-hmm. Because if $1.25 is gonna hurt you, I'm not spending my $1.25, but I'm going to spend it on the most convenient thing that's going to get me the most bang for my actual buck. Like I only have a buck, so I got to get the most bang for it. Where if I got $1,000, I see a lot of these memes where they say if you can't manage $10, you can't manage $10,000. That is full of shit.
I agree.
If I got $10,000, I can manage it better because I can make more mistakes, and now I can learn better. If I got $10, I make a mistake. I just got $10, and I'm fucked. You can't that. Don't even. That's
true, but that meme is true for some people. Some people don't matter what they got.
Yeah, I'm mad you just made that point. We supposed to make that point on the meme episode.
Yeah, I like that phrase you just used, Kamar. I never heard it used that way. You said cultural vertical integration.
Yeah, I mean
I
that's
like
what
that. No, it is. I've never heard that used that way. Cultural vertical integration.
But forget about Raylicious, right? And no diss to them. But Goya has been doing that for decades.
Yep.
I mean, if you really think about it, right? And I know Goya is in a little bit of trouble right now, but
no, they're not.
We've been buying Goya since forever.
Goya not in no trouble at all. They ain't in no trouble. They ain't in no trouble at all. They still been hurt one bit.
Air quotes.
Yeah, I don't think so. So only difference, I think Goya is a Spanish product, and they put it everywhere. What I'm just talking about is Raylicious wouldn't even be able to be a product without the support of the corner stores because it's not anywhere else.
We have Fam Juice.
Okay, but here's but hold on.
Fam Juice is dead now.
I know.
Hold on, guys. My point with the Goya though is Goya started off in the corner bodegas and the poppy stores, and then they were able to move to the supermarkets. And so my family lives in the Bronx. I saw Goya again at the bodegas up there before I saw him anywhere in the supermarkets. So, again, that support helped, to Courtney's point, right? That support was able to help them leverage up, do better, hire more of their people, and keep more money in their own community.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
no, I mean,
well, I think we need to practice group economics on the business level. I mean, I think we need to practice group economics generally, but I think even still, like we talk about how if I go to a Black-owned store, I'm going to pay significantly more for the same product as opposed to going to another store. Part of it is that the number of products that you purchase, the cost per unit goes down the more you buy. But if you're not able to buy that many, your cost per unit is higher. But if I can, if I'm in North and I work with a Black-owned business in West and we get our businesses together, then we might be able to get a product and bring down the cost per unit, which means we're able to pass that savings on to our customers. And I think that if we did a lot more of that type of work, because we're not all in competition. And I think that's something like it's a misnomer also, is that sometimes we always feel like, and it's a scarcity mindset. We're working from the scarcity mindset that if I get something, that means that you don't get something. Or if I take one thing, that means it's one less thing for you. And that's not the case. Once you realize that there's more than enough money out here for all of us to eat, then I think the game changes. But we have to get away from the scarcity mindset, which is an upshot of living in poverty.
Right. And I think I try to do that in the real estate world, right? I try to change their mindset. So what I'll do is, if another realtor is having an open house or a first-time home buyer workshop, they Black, I'll repost it. And people asking like that, well, why are you reposting competition? Like, it's not competition. If this business is for me, it's for me. I'm not going to lose business because I post somebody else's home buyer workshop. It doesn't. But I really don't see many other realtors doing that. But like I said, I'm trying to really do more of that just to show them like we're really in this business together. I bring a house to market. I want you to bring a buyer. If you bring out the market, then like we're really all partners. And I really want us to see that business like that. Even if we're not even with the same office, we're still really all partners. And y'all
can still share. Y'all can share bread, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the crazy part, right? That goes back to loving each other. Like when you talk about not always thinking that you're in competition, right? Because they can definitely get better numbers on the product if they just come in together. I mean, drug dealers been doing that all my life.
Let's go half in a pack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go half in a pack. All right. So Mel, let's check in with the comments real quick. So Melanated Alton said, "Can you explain cultural vertical integration?" So Melanated Alton, that's my man right there. Malik Carter brought up the red.
Cody, I mean, it's Kumar. That was your comment. That comment. You should explain your comment.
Okay.
Hey, that's a nice T-shirt too. If you don't want it, I'll take it. Cultural vertical integration.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, that could be the first Blackwell Project product.
Are we supposed to already have a first shirt?
Yeah, Kamari didn't take a T-shirt.
No, that's Malik. Malik, don't be sharing like that.
Oh, okay.
No, we can set up a Teespring for the Blackwell Project. That's the first T-shirt. Cultural vertical integration.
Yeah, I like it.
Let's do it tonight.
Explain, Kamari.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, Malik brought up Raylicious, right? Raylicious is potato chips, right, Malik?
Potato chips.
They wear it now. They everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so Raylicious is a Latino brand, and they exclusively only market to the Latino markets, right? So they have a niche marketing strategy, and it works for them. But as a result of that, when they sell their product, it's in the poppy stores, and in the poppy stores, you got Latino workers, right? So you have a Latino manufacturer, and then you have Latino distribution. And so in regular business, right, if that was just one company that owns the manufacturing and the distribution, you would call that vertical integration. But it's not one company. However, Raylicious was able to use the power of their culture to leverage their distribution centers. And so their company was able to manufacture it and distribute it all within their culture. So I just called it cultural vertical integration. CVI. We need more of that.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
CVI, you acronym and anything.
So definitely not competition. Don't compete with me. Eat with me. Right? Yes.
There you go. Fax me that.
But here's the thing.
Big
But
facts.
you know what? I do think we do need good, friendly competition, right? Because it makes us better. Example, our meme challenge, right? It's fun. It makes us better. It helps us better communicate money messages to the community, right? We need that kind of competition. So I'm talking trash to Jimmy, but it's all love with Jimmy. I'm talking trash to Malik, but it's all love with Malik, right? Same thing with Corey. So I'm okay with that level of competition. But some of the backdoor stuff, like the grimy stuff, we need to leave that at the back door.
Listen, man, we all work together, man. Like, you know what I mean? We all looking at this Ford 2022 call that we all on right now. so Courtney and Tracy, I don't know if y'all saw that. Like,
I did it.
So you know, Kamari is a Team Ford.
Oh wow!
And I shouldn't say that because I want somebody to take that investment advice. Not investment advice.
This is not investment advice.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So Malik said in solidarity with Kamari, he bought a couple calls for 2022 of Ford $17 calls. So Corey did as well as
we all did it. We all did it.
Yeah, whatever the number is.
No one told us. Nobody told me and Tracy though.
It was in the Blackwell Project group.
We saw it in the group and we just all did it.
Oh yeah, so we all just went in solidarity. Some 2022 calls.
Tracy,
so
did you know?
If it doesn't work out,
you're not in the group.
Hey,
if it doesn't work out,
no, I'm just messing. Pay better attention.
They in the group, but if it doesn't work out, hashtag blame Kamari.
No, hashtag blame Malik.
No, it's all love, man.
Coach Carter.
It's all love now. We all rooting for Ford now, man.
Hey, it's all good. Listen,
I have to check this out. I wasn't invited to the party.
If you all are not in the Blackwell Project group, you're missing out. We have a lot of great conversations. We talk about money every day. We talk about culturally appropriate how to get black money every day. So come on over to the Blackwell Project group over on Facebook. But listen, if you come over, there's 3 easy questions. You got to answer those questions. So I want to share this with y'all, right? Because y'all think we just be talking trash. So there it is. Oh, there it was. Oops, I messed up. Here we go. Took way too long. My apologies. So Malik shared this. Man, Malik shared this a while ago. Friday or Thursday, I think it was. Oh man, this is taking too far on the load.
Yeah, we got so many comments in there.
Yeah, and every day, the 3 of us being there battling. Corey be battling a little bit too, but Corey just be on his laid back chill joint because he's on that private exclusive ranch in Texas.
Easy, Joe. Easy. I'm just chilling, man. You know, I ain't do nothing nobody else can't do.
So here's the post right here. So Malik brought 3 contracts at 11 cents cost per contract. So he spent what, 33 cents?
$33.
$33.
Right, because each contract has 100 positions in it. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So listen, we invested together too.
Yeah, that's right. So then I think you bought some, and then everybody bought some 2022 calls.
Yeah,
man, if it pop, you know, I'm gonna send you your $5 back, Kamari. And if it don't pop,
don't I get some interest on that?
No.
All right, I send you $6. I give you 20% interest.
My man, time.
I send you $6.
Thank you, Courtney. Courtney be hating on me, y'all. Talking about something. Yeah.
I'll send you $6 instead of $5. I got you.
All right. But before we get out of here, let's just check in with the comments. Right. Don said something I thought that was very interesting, y'all. He said, "What up, Black Avengers?" And so
That made Kamari's night, boy.
It sure did. It sure did.
I know it did.
Shout out to Don, yo.
I think I might have shared that thought before, though, right? Basically, I was thinking of us as like the Black Super Friends. I'm older than probably everybody on the panel, so nobody knows about that. Courtney definitely don't know about the Super Friends and the JLA.
I'm old enough to remember the Super Friends.
I remember Super Friends.
All right, cool. So I said we were like the Black Super Friends, and then I think Courtney said no, we're more like the Black Financial Avengers. So shout outs to Don. Hey, Adrian, thanks for joining us.
How are you?
Hey, Adrian.
So Adrian says, living in Chicago, I understand that I had to turn off the news and social media to protect my mental health. Yes, y'all.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
really watch news that much because it's all kill, kill, kill. If it bleeds, it leads. Anita Daniel says, I don't look forward much of anything. It's too bizarre. Oh, she's talking about fact checking. It's too, I'll fact check before I forward. Yeah.
Twitter done turned into like faces of death at this point. It's like every time I go in there, like they have like it's so many videos of like actual killings on there. I'm like,
it's like that on the gram too, though. It's like that on the gram.
Really?
I watched this young dude in the store, and I guess they were arguing or something, but he was saying they're doing nothing, and all of a sudden, bam, he pulled it out and he laid everybody down.
I was watching one day. I didn't even know what it was. It was a dude, and two dudes were arguing. One dude pulled his gun out and shot in the air as a warning shot. As soon as he did that, the other boy pulled his gun and like popped him. I'm like, why is this online? But it's like that all up and down. So you do have to like unplug at times because it'll drive you insane.
So Virgo Life said the key to successful Black business is customer service. So I want to push back on that. Right. The key to any business is customer service.
Every business is a customer service business because you're serving people.
And I want to say this though. I do think there's a misnomer floating around that all Black businesses have terrible customer service.
Right.
And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair at all. Hey, Ms. Edith, how you doing?
Hey, Edith, how are you?
Corey's a stunt man.
Stunt 101.
Oh, Don said, damn, this man got a private ranch, buddy. Baby P. Diddy out here.
Easy. I'm good, man. I don't have nothing. I'm broke, baby.
All right. So listen, we are voting for memes, y'all. So here's a vote for Jimmy's meme. Even though it's for Dr. Umar, that's a cheat code.
Bronner, I vote.
Jay Gill for Bronner. All right. Don Johnson says, vote Jimmy.
Come on, man. Listen, man, you know what a crown resides, beloved.
Did Jimmy pay y'all? I think Jimmy paid y'all. Jake Gill says not enough funding as it relates to Black-owned businesses. There's definitely some truth to that. We covered Wayne Perry.
That one,
yeah, but it was dope. So it gets another shout out. Yeah, we got this. All right. So Adrian said I support a lot of Black businesses online, but I rarely went to actual stores when they were open because some of them aren't in the best, safest neighborhoods. Listen, I get it.
I can't blame you for that.
I get it. Safety first. I get it.
Right.
Well, that's why we have to make sure that we focus
the best food in the worst blocks.
And you ain't never lied, but I think that's why we have to like focus on being able to be accessible online though, right? That's one of the reasons why. And I think COVID has shown a lot of not just us but all businesses.
Yeah. All right. So Wayne Terry says, here's a suggestion: do a LeBron, hire those folks, but challenge them to hire or mentor our people. I get the sentiment.
LeBron had leverage though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like in order to do business with him, you had to train one of his people up, and it actually worked out. What he's done is real revolutionary, and I think when he's done playing, we'll be able to look back and see just how revolutionary it was. But he leveraged.
He created a team.
He created that. He used his leverage. He used his leverage better than anyone else. And when we get in positions where we have leverage, that's what we got to do.
But I think we have leverage in places that we don't really acknowledge. I think we have leverage across the field. It doesn't matter if we're LeBron or Leroy. I mean, no offense to any Leroys out there. But my point is that
shout out to Leroys.
Shout out to Leroy. Don't come about DMs, cussing me out. I'll send Tyrone on you, and that'll be the end.
Shout out to Bruce Leroy.
but I think again is that we come to the marketplace with leverage. It's just we have to acknowledge, we have to figure out where that leverage is and use it. So at the end of the day, is that sometimes people will get with you because of who you are. And it's like, oh, that's great. You want to get with me because of whatever? Solid. I got something for you. In order to get me, this person comes with me. It's kind of like I'm the only child, so I don't have this quite experience, but there's a meme floating around that I don't know if you guys have seen. It's like,
I saw it.
the sisters want to start a group, but then here comes the crazy brother, and she's like, mom is like, you guys can start a group, but you have to bring your brother. So the sisters were singing, dancing, doing the thing, and then the brother was off in the corner doing something else. But I think that's the bigger thing, is that again, it's like, hey, if you want me, you're going to have to bring this too. And that's just the way it's going to happen. And when we kind of push forward that narrative, a lot of times we are able to use our leverage, whatever that is, to actually get something more. But I think it's again about understanding, loving ourselves.
Right.
Because I think sometimes we take scraps.
Right back to it.
We take scraps.
Everything.
And we don't know our value. And
Right.
we don't know our value because we don't love ourselves.
Right.
Y'all all spitting bars tonight.
Yeah. So, all right.
Hey,
Jabbar,
You.
What's good? What's good?
he keeps it all to himself.
Wait, who? Which one?
Yeah. Oh,
CBI.
Talking about CBI.
yeah.
Blame Kamari.
For Black Wealth, actually. How do we get our hands on those doormats? Go to Corey, tell them where to go.
Kicky Mats, KICKYMATS.com. Kicky Mats. NIG Kicky Mats.
So that's easy enough, right? Kiki Mats. Okay, Alton also says that's a fact. Gotta unplug. We should be fasting from everything at times. I agree with that. Not just food, but especially social media. We never think about how all the constant negativity plays in our mental. Well, I do. I have a saying I tell my oldest son, he's 26, and I tell him to protect his mind and guard his spirit. I know he don't get it, but I tell him that for a reason. Because at all times, you should be protecting your spirit and protecting your mind. And you got to unplug to do that a lot of times. So, yes, sir. Yes. All right, well, moving right along. Anybody have a Black Joy moment this week?
Yeah. Go ahead. You go first.
No, man. Just yesterday, man, it was love. I got just me and my squad from college, my friends from here. We all got together on a Zoom call, man. We talked about building wealth together. We talked about it was like a brain dump. Everybody was just sharing the experience, talking about stocks, talking about therapy, talking about raising kids, man. With just everything. It was a beautiful moment, and shout out to technology for making that happen. For all of us to be able to get together and do that brain dump, man. It was a good experience.
Hey, Malik, was it hard to talk about therapy? Was that a hard conversation for brothers?
No, because normally I start something like that. I'll start, and because I'm just pretty much blunt with it, it's easy to come. It's not difficult. No.
Nah, that's dope. That's definitely dope. I'm really glad that y'all were able to do that. Anybody else have anything else?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So this week, actually the 5th of August was my 1-year keto anniversary. So I have lost to date 60 pounds.
Nice.
So super excited, no high blood pressure, no pre-diabetes. Just really changed my life, and I'm just super excited about it, and it makes me feel good. And I forgot to talk about social media because life happens, but just deciding to love myself and put myself first has been the best decision that I made. But the fact that it's been for a year and I made it a lifestyle and not a diet, so it's basically just I eat low carb, and that's what's good for my body. And actually being patient enough with myself to find out what works for me was a big decision. And also kind of, putting out what everybody else's ideas of what people should be eating and not eating and all this other stuff. I mean, it just really worked well. And it's just like, again, putting myself first for a year is the most amazing thing that I've done for myself that I've accomplished. So I'm just, that was just gave me so much joy. So that was my joy of the week.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope, Courtney.
Yo.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congrats.
It's awesome.
Yo,
I'm so proud
All
of
right,
you.
hold on, Jimmy. We gotta get Corey.
I-
Corey's been trying to get in.
Okay.
No. I mean, my Black Joy moment of the week is that my son actually starts to recognize colors, man. Like he's 2.5, and I've been trying to teach him colors, and he's been playing with my emotions. And this week he didn't play with my emotions. He actually went through with it, and so that's my Black Joy moment. Like my young boy is not playing with my emotions no more. He's actually, sitting still and listening to his dad. And if you know anything about my son, that's an accomplishment.
Yo, that's dope, Corey. I mean, listen. One of the things about Black Joy moments, again, we see so much Black trauma. It's great to talk about and see Black joy. And I mean, one of the most important things we can do is build our families up. So that's a dope thing, man.
Yeah, man.
Congrats.
Amen, amen.
All right, Jimmy, you were trying to jump in. What you got?
No, I was just going to say that today is a National Book Lovers Day. So I saw a lot of on social media about, in the spaces I'm in, are Black folks talking about their favorite books. So that's like a joy moment for me. Also came across this amazing book called Freedom Farmers by an author named Monica White. And it's about revolutions in farming. And it talks about the history of Fannie Lou Hamer and what she did in agriculture. So it's a pretty amazing book. My wife will be down with, but today is National Book Lovers Day, so I love seeing Black folks talk about books.
Oh, that's dope. That's
Yes.
dope.
Yeah.
I didn't see Monica today. Was she in the comments?
Mm-hmm. She just
I know she's
commented.
watching. I don't think she said anything. But yeah,
Okay.
so that's but it's definitely dope though. That book she put me down with, it's called Freedom Farmers. And it's pretty fire.
Got you. Tracy, you got anything?
Not nothing really I can think of off the top of my head for joy, but I'm inspired by everybody else's comments so far.
Tracy kept me sane this week.
Shout out to Tracy.
That I did.
Shout out to Tracy. Listen, I know how hard.
So
I
much
know
a
how
part
hard
of
that
my
can be.
routine now that I don't even look at that as like a feat. Like it's just like, I gotta check on friends, clients, make sure people aren't jumping off the bridge, aren't gonna lose their entire mind because stuff is going wrong and they can't control it. Like I see that as just par for the course, but thank you for that, Courtney.
But listen, when you have to FaceTime somebody in the middle of rehab, I was like, look at the floor, Tracy. There's no walls. It was a lot. So Tracy's like,
I thought you had $2,000 lunches or something.
Listen, I mean, to see a face when you're doing things that you're scared of, I can't really express that to you enough of having a group of people that just support and encourage you when you're doing things because you have to do things afraid. Like I think everybody feels like, oh, I'm not going to do it until I feel comfortable enough. And it's like, no, you're never going to feel comfortable. You're never going to not be afraid. So you just got to get people behind you to just like, you can do it. You can do it. That's what you need. So like I said, when I saw I had no walls in my house, there was no walls. There were walls. There were no walls. There was no floor. There was no bathtub. There was nothing. I could see when I went up the steps, I could see to the back of the house with the brick exposed. It was a lot. It was a lot. But Tracy was it.
Like progress to me.
Yeah.
It's good progress. I mean, anybody who's done a rehab knows that this is a stage that is important and it's actually a good stage to be at. But she just freaked out just seeing that is overwhelming when it's a property that you grew up with or you knew to have certain things. And then when you see it completely devoid of that, you're just like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Ripped it down to the studs.
Yes, studs. And I've been saying, and the thing is, I've been saying for months. I was like, yeah, they're gonna have to bring it down to the studs, and I kept saying that, but it just did not. It didn't.
When you actually seeing it was a whole different monster.
Facts, big facts.
All right, so this is my Black joy for the moment. Everybody knows I'm a big hip hop head. Everybody knows I'm a major Jay-Z fan. So Rock Nation is partnering with Brooklyn's Long Island University, and they're building out a program for sports management and entertainment. So that whole program is going to focus on underserved children and getting them into the sports management industry. And we already know what a lot of those children are going to be and what they're going to look like. So that's my Black Joy moment of the week.
Okay.
And tomorrow you're gonna see all the posts. How come it couldn't be HBCU?
Yeah.
Hashtag actionable items.
What was that, Jimmy?
I said I guess that's actionable items.
Here we go.
I'm joking, man. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's all great for entertainment. All right, folks. So as we wrap up the show, I always ask every week, how can we all be supportive to our panel today? Every week they come in, they give up their time. We don't ask for anything of you, but we do ask for your support. So, Jimmy, how can we be supportive of you this week?
First off, I just want to say shout out to Melanated Alton. I saw his comment down there because I never heard of Empire Cotton, so I'm getting ready to get that. So thanks for sharing the book with us. But follow the Black Wealth Project on Instagram as well as YouTube. And make sure that you follow my memes on @ByTheHood. Also, everybody, I want everybody to support Courtney. Courtney has an event coming up, so I want to use my time to tell everybody to support what Courtney got going
on.
Aww.
There we go.
Yay! That was very nice.
Hey.
All right, Courtney, you're up.
I'm up. Are you gonna put the screen on me? It's not.
Yes,
it's not on me. It's not on me.
I misclicked.
Okay. I'm really just moved by that, Jimmy. Thank you. Wow. So, of course, follow By the Hood. They have the best memes. But follow them on all. Listen, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to be clear. They have the best memes. I love them. They are awesome. But they also provide awesome content and value, especially on Instagram, where it's just, listen. I just love them. So follow them.
Panda Express.
Panda
Express.
You're petty. You're petty. Anyway, so I do. So thank you, Jimmy, for the shout. I have the 7 Streams of Income Summit coming up Monday, August 17th through Wednesday, August 19th. We'll be talking the 7 Streams of Income, earned income, interest income, royalty income, capital gains income. I'm like counting them on my fingers. I feel like I'm missing something. Rental income, capital gains, dividends. I forget. I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, business income, profit. So we'll be talking. I have 6 different speakers talking about the 7 streams, about maximizing and creating more streams, but then also maximizing your current streams. So it's a 3-night event. Early bird tickets are over tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard. Then it goes up to regular price. I really hope to see you guys there. We have experts on experts on experts. So I'm super excited. So again, thank you, Jimmy, for the shout. I really appreciate it. Hi, Monica.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, you forgot about the intellectual property one. That's the one you was missing.
Thank you. Royalty income. Yes, thank you. Thank you for it. I was counting and then my fingers. Yeah, it just didn't work. I lost.
Good.
It was
hey,
fine.
listen, we all do the same thing. we at an age where that happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Kamari. I appreciate that.
7 streams.
7 streams.
So you got earned income, interest income, royalty income, rental income, profit or business income, dividend income, and capital gains income.
Yep.
Here you go, Courtney.
Thank you.
So those are all the things you're going to be talking about, right?
Yes. Well, me and my expert. So I have an expert for every single stream of income, except I'll be talking about dividend and interest income at the same time.
Okay. Malik, did you go yet?
I did not go.
Yeah. All right. So I guess it's on me. So I'm going to follow suit with
I
Jimmy.
said I
Right?
did not go.
and I did not go either, or Tracy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You forgot about all those people?
How can we support you, Tracy?
For me, it's typically the same thing. I always tell people, buy property, own something, and please, please, please seek out your Black professionals. There is one somewhere. Try to find them. That's it.
That was pretty simple right there. All right, Malik, I don't want to leave you out. How can we support you this week?
All right, so right now, I'm still on my 1,000 job mission for the city of Philadelphia. There's a company, they are hiring. They have on the spot interviews and hiring on. It's on my page. August the 12th and August 14th. It's called FTG Logistics. It's basically going to be he's doing fulfillment for Amazon. Like I said, he has like 90 positions open, and he is hiring on the spot on August the 12th and August the 14th at 27 Chester Pike in Collingdale, PA. It's on my Instagram page at Real Estate Coach Carter. And except you know someone that needs a job, that's on the spot hiring, very little qualifications that you have to meet. But like I said, he said it's 90 positions available, it's 90 spots, and then we're going to try to get them filled up and get to some other folks. Like I said, we're trying to get. And if you know of anybody hiring anything coming up, then please send me a DM and let me know what the jobs are, and I can share them out. Like I said, I need to get 1,000 people gainful employment.
Word.
Word to Big Bird.
All righty. Who's next? Jimmy?
No, Corey.
No, I
Oh,
already
it's
went.
Corey. It's
Corey.
Corey.
Yo. My $ Corey Camp for the Bitcoin fund. I'm not gonna let this go. My Bitcoin fund is being severely underfunded by y'all. It's being completely funded by me. Severely underfunded by y'all. No one has hit me. $ COREYCAMP for the Bitcoin. I need my Bitcoin fund is being severely underfunded by the public. That is my getaway fund, and y'all not supporting it the right way.
Listen,
no, you supported it. You gave me $5, and it turned into $5.65 in a day. So I like the way that moved. So
nice return.
Nice return on that. So I'm looking for more of those kind of returns. So $ COREYCAMP for the Bitcoin fund. If anything you send me on Cash App goes directly into the Bitcoin fund, I need that getaway. I need to make that happen. That is my getaway plan, and I need help with that. You know what I mean?
Hey, Kamari, before you go, I do want to say one more thing before you go. Everybody check out our podcast this Wednesday because Courtney's actually our guest this Wednesday on the Buy Hood podcast. You know what I mean? So that means that it's only one person in our panel left. We
got so. Oh, my fault. Yeah. So last week we put pressure on Courtney. We put pressure on Courtney last week.
She pulled up.
She pulled up. So now I gotta ask the audience to put some pressure on Tracy to come on to the Buy the Hella podcast show. We gotta put some pressure. We gotta put some pressure on. You're the only one on this panel who hasn't been on the show. So I need to make that happen. So if y'all got any pull with Tracy, put some pressure on her. Tell her to come holler at the Buy the Hood podcast.
I promise you, I'm coming. I just need to get through a nightmare.
I know. She got a 500 listings right now. I'll be watching your social media page. I don't know how you hold it all together.
A lot going on. I'm busy. I'm working. I'm blessed, and I'm glad. But adding more things to the plate right now is just taking a little bit, more to do. But I promise you, I'm coming. I'm coming on the
Got you.
Oh, sweet. All right, so please support Courtney's Mastering the 7 Income. Y'all see the web link there. Like, comment, and share that web link, right? Let somebody know. Everybody's talking about multiple streams of income. Everybody actually could learn something about multiple streams of income. That would be a good investment of time and investment of money into that as well. So again, I would ask everybody go share and support Courtney's event.
Thank you.
Courtney is a friend of the Corey Camp Bitcoin fund. She just sent a nice little something for the Bitcoin fund.
What she said?
I'm not saying what she sent.
Oh, so you can talk about mine, but not hers.
Listen, it hasn't made or lost any money yet. I'll talk about it next week when it's in there. I'll tell you the progress that the money that she sent me made.
Just cop them Satoshis, man.
All right, so real quick, Jimmy, I'm glad you caught this because I didn't see this. This, I believe, Alton is a black-owned company. I think Alton put me on to this before, but this is a brother selling toilet tissue in New Jersey, I believe. I believe this brother's in New Jersey selling toilet tissue, and I believe it's made from bamboo. Because what's that?
Who you talking about, the Empire of Cotton, or you talking about Alton himself?
No, the Empire of Cotton. Alton put me on to Empire of Cotton, I believe. And I believe they're in Jersey. And
no, Empire of Cotton is a book. It's a book.
Oh wait, but you know what? There is a brother out there that is selling bamboo-made toilet tissue because it's more friendly. I could have sworn Alton put me onto that. Well,
Empire of Cotton is a book.
Oh, it's a book.
Yeah, he was saying, because I said something about Freedom Farmers. He said he's going to try that after he just got finished Empire of Cotton. I just looked it up, so there is a book. So I just added that to my list. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Well, that's my bad. I got to go back and find that now so I can show y'all what I'm talking about so I'm not crazy. All right. Well, listen, everybody. I appreciate everyone that is here. Definitely honored by everyone that's here. Thank the panel. Thank me. Right. Thank y'all. We definitely appreciate y'all. And listen, times are crazy right now. People are literally dying left and right. Grab y'all loved ones. You might not be able to hug them because of COVID, but just tell them you love them. Right? Let them know how much you appreciate them. Tomorrow is not promised, y'all. Trust me. Tomorrow is not promised. So let y'all loved ones know. Give them their flowers while they are here today. All right? So next week, we will be back 7 p.m. next Sunday. Blackwell Project. Tell a friend, tell a family member, and we will see you all next Sunday at 7 p.m. Later, everybody.
Bye. Good night.